All right, hello everyone. So today is Wednesday. Let's take a look. Now, this is gold as usual. Let's start with gold. You guys have the hours in any case. Remember, yesterday I talked about 2,894 to 2,908, this zone. And you can see right at the trading hour, one of the trading hours, we've come to that 2,894. So if you had your PST level, that 2,894 yesterday would have been your ticket in at this hour. Okay, there. Right. Unfortunately, I wasn't in this yesterday. This was 7:45 my time, and at 8 o'clock I was actually starting a lecture, so I couldn't get in. Okay, some of you also know, I lecture as well, not about trading, about other topics. Which is voluntary, by the way. And so it was like, it's just like not there at all. This happens to me a lot in the evenings because this is like 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. my time right here. So from Sunday to Thursday, I do lectures in the evenings, free of charge, voluntarily. So I just wasn't in there. Okay, so that's how it is. But today, let's see how we can go ahead with this and move forward. Now, as you know, the swing days for gold was Monday, Tuesday, right? So we had a top on a Monday, we had a low on a Tuesday. So if we take a look here, okay, Monday, Tuesday, and remember, yesterday I did say, like we're going into that direction, looks like. Okay, and this is a zone. So if the market did come up, I did say selling is not a bad idea, and it did over here. All right, so it was like yes. I did a little trade here yesterday, which was covered, and then the rest got stopped out. So no loss at all. Okay, no loss at all. The reason I took that was because it was during my morning. It was a good time to kind of like start and do some trading, and then it went up a little bit, came down, and then from the trading hours went again down south. So I was just not in there here at all. It was a bit of a pity, but that's how it is. Now Tuesday happened with, turned out to be a nice low right where we wanted it, which is great. Okay, if you're following it, if you're trading the New York session, or if you're living in London, obviously you've got a better time period, because for you this is going to be about your 8 p.m. my time is going to be your 5 p.m. in London. So it's like not a bad time to trade at all in the UK. And this is obviously New York hours here. So what to do with the gold? If we take a look, okay, we can dip it down a little bit. We've got room to come down. I've marked that level in. Okay, this is a level. So this is 2,887. Remember I said that's a zone the market can dip into, which is pretty much what it did, and that was on our PST as well. So no loss of love there. It's like technical analysis wise, we're doing really good. Everything is on top of the game. All right, now here we've got a good buy kiss level on HCL1 and LCL1, which is 2,933 to 35. If I take a look, 33 is going to be right there. Okay, so this is 33. Let's bring it up a little bit. And 35, which the market, we can say it pretty much did it. Okay, pretty much done here. All right, now the next good hours are going to be here. All right, so if we find ourselves somewhere down here between 12 and 1:15, 12:15 to 1:15 my time, which is going to be around here, it's not a bad spot. So if the market does dip down, would be an okay level to kind of get in. There is news coming out in New York, okay, today at 6 o'clock. I don't really see a huge spike or anything, but after the news, we do have 7:45 to 8 o'clock my time, which is going to be here. All right, so you guys already know how to measure your hours. Okay, that's the afternoon session, and that is your evening, 7:30, right, which is 6:30 on the platform, right? So 6:30 to 7 there, which is going to be like I said, 7:45 to 8 o'clock, okay, which is 6:45 to 7 o'clock my time, which is there, okay? But this zone is looking nice. It's good to trade, okay? And this could be the determining factor of the day, this zone here at 12:15, okay? So that's that, and that's basically it. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now, euro dollar on the daily. Remember, we had Monday on this one. So today is Wednesday. So that's a Monday. Still a question mark if Monday is pushing up or down, okay? Because it's a big push up. Until this thing breaks out, I don't really want to go long with this. I'll only do it if it breaks out and we have a pullback and go long, okay? I don't like to buy where they bought heavy. We can do it at a trading hour, but it could be an intraday trade, okay? An intraday trade. Ideally, what I'd like to see is to have this fall back a little bit, and then we can trade maybe off this bar or at a good buy kiss down here. So we're here in a bit of a sandwich, as you can see, right? And the support is 57, which is 1.0496. So 1.0496 for us is going to be the first support of the day, which coincidentally, which happens a lot, is your daily pivot. If you take a look here, this is not a bad spot to trade either, because there are no gaps here. You see the gap was filled here, this gap. So they filled it in here, all right? And now we're filling in this gap. If the market comes to 1.0496 here, that's going to get filled in. So this is a bit of a sandwich zone, all right? As you can see, 1.0496. So I am going to put a line there. Okay, 1.0496. Let me just do it one bit under it there. Okay, so we'll see. We'll know what's happening. This is also not a bad spot. Okay, as you can see, Asia's broken out. They've closed above it. Okay, we're still not above the high of Monday, and Monday was a swing day. So this could be turning into some kind of a distribution, or it's going to break out. Okay, and that's, it's two ways about it. Now, if we go below this, don't muck around. Okay, don't muck around, because maybe it'll come down all the way here. We won't know, because there's still a bit of a gap here. So if it breaks below this, don't stand in front of it. If we go up into 12 o'clock, right, 12:15, which is going to be 11:15 here, you can sell. Okay, if we go into 11:15, you can sell. This is going to be a spot where the market is, okay, 11:15 on the platform, okay, 12:15 my time. All right, so that's 11:15 there. And obviously that 1:15 as well, which is going to be 12:15 here. Okay, so this zone is obviously going to be something you want to be keeping an eye out for. If we're up, you can buy, you can sell. Okay, if we're up into there, we can sell. If we're down into here, let's say it did something really crazy, came down, smashed into everything, took out the stops and stuff, then we could go up with it. But I don't see that really happening, because the distance is too far down on the first target, which is your HCL1, which is 1.0404, which is what we marked in yesterday. Okay, like it is a fair bit down, all right? So we'll see how things pan out. But this is a good spot. If the market comes into this zone, you want to be thinking about going long at a trading hour for sure. All right. And this zone, if we come down here into a trading hour, the market can also go up. So that's also okay. All right. Now there is an 8:30 situation, which is 7:30 on the platform. I'm not keen on it. It's not strong, and I wouldn't take it. So what I wouldn't take, I wouldn't want to give to you. So I'm not going to put that there, okay? But technical analysis wise, on a PST, that's daily support level, okay? But I would only do that if we've got a good trade hour set up, because it's just, Monday swing day on the euro dollar, and it hasn't broken that high, so that's still valid. Okay, so the market coming up to sell down again is, possible. All right, so even if you're going to buy here at a trading hour, make sure you do have a stop loss, because if I'm wrong in the timing and the market goes the other way, you don't want to be in that trade, which is the same principle I apply for myself. If I'm in a spot and it's a trading hour and the market is at a good spot and I'm buying, I want to put a stop loss, because if I'm wrong, I don't want to be in there. All right, so better to have a small loss, okay, than to have a big one, because small losses, we can just take care of 5, 6 small losses in one trade. Okay, so let's take a look at SP 500. Yesterday I did say Tuesday is a swing day on this one, and I said we have to be careful here. And I specifically recall saying, maybe you might want to trade the end of the day, like in the evening. Okay, and that evening setup was right here. Okay, now if you can see, this is the low of the previous day here, right? This is the low of Monday, all right? And this is the low of yesterday. So the market making a low, which is pretty damn close to our PST target. That was 5,902, as you can see. Okay, and the market bounced off. It came here and so on. Now, here wasn't a specifically trading hour, as you can see. That was 6:45. Let me just check. Maybe I've missed something. 6:45. No, that was, because I had 7:55. That is a trading hour. Silly me. All right, that's a trading hour. 6:30. All right, we had 7:55. 7:55 is on that bar right there. Okay, so that's it. So as you can see, the market takes off. Okay, that's beautiful in that direction. Okay, so market comes down, trading hours, market comes smashing down really quickly, very close to the PST. The lowest that the market did, as you can see here, is 5,908.70. Okay, and this is 5,902, so it's pretty close. Market goes up. Now, if you go up in this bar, you put your stop loss under there, obviously, or under the PST, obviously. If you're going in afterwards, then you got to make sure you put your stop loss either under that one if you're conservative, or you can put it under that one or below the PST. It doesn't have to be far out, okay? But you should be able to cover your trade quickly if that's the spot, okay? So let's do that. Now, today what we can do is, because it was a swing day Tuesday and we've come down to a low, okay, looking for ways to go up is not a bad idea. And that, like I said, can happen around the midday, my midday, which is 10 past 12 to 1:15 p.m. my time. All right. So if we do, so that's one option there. at 4:30 in US, okay, in the US session at 4:30, we might find ourselves at an adjustment level, which is not a bad spot to get in, okay? It's a little weak, but it's okay for an intraday like pullback to get back in, all right? So you might want to keep that on your cards. If that's the case, all right, as you can see, this zone, we can, get back up again. Again, like I say, it's a little tricky here, okay, because I am anticipating the market to come back lower, okay, but we'll just see how much lower that can be. We'll see how things pan out, okay. But March, like I said, is going to be a bit of a crazy month. So, buying and going upwards can be a good one. And also, today's Wednesday. Remember, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ was either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So we were in a bit of a iffy on that one. But obviously, that could, kind of like push us up. The next swing day on this is close by. So if you're going to enter the trade, do it at a low price, okay, on a retracement at a trading hour. Like if we come back here, look, there's a bit of a gap here, right? So if the market dips down into this bar, let's say, at a trading hour, okay, and then, you can. If the market does a stop sweep, touches the 2,902, that is also doable, okay, because we've got a breakdown here. So going against it is tricky, okay, and this is why I say, don't go against the PST. So the only time you can do that, because the Tuesday is a swing day, okay, and you want to go up with it, you just need to make sure you are at the right place at the right time, meaning right price at the right time, okay, and that's basically it. If the market decides to go up, you understand you've got to cover quick, okay. Previous day high, previous week low, because you can see market sold off here. So you see, you don't have, you can't sit and wait on it. Is if you get in, cover the trade, and then you're okay to let it ride like I do. But don't get in the middle of nowhere and try to cover a trade with a big stop loss. So make sure your stops are tight. And today, for example, what we had, 345, 425 is, let's see, 425 is going to be 325 is right there. Okay, this is 325 right there. 330 bar is happening there. All right, so as you can see, the market may, keep pushing up. We've got a daily pivot here. No gaps here, but there is a little bit here. Okay, so if the market does dip back down, does a stop sweep, whatever, it doesn't, there's no harsh movement happening after like 2:05. You know what I mean? The only time something harsh can happen is like really, really late at closing. That I don't think that's going to have a lot of impact. Okay, but that's the situation. If it comes lower, yeah, it's possible because we have a PST breakdown, and there is a target down there, 45, 5,795, 5,740. You see, we can dip there, and I don't mind dipping into there at all, and then pushing up, okay, as you can see, because there are, people have their stops under there, okay, so this is where everybody's stop loss is going to be under this line. All right, there you go. So what you want to do is enter a place where everybody's got their stop losses. So if all the stop losses are down here, you want to enter the trade in this zone. Okay, so if the market does come down, like let's say we have a all week going down, all right, then next week, okay, this is like we would have like made our targets down here. Next week, a swing day, you know you're buying crazy to go up. Okay, so just, you know, in the middle of places where you got a PST breakdown, you just have to be a bit more careful on how you're doing with stuff. If we end up somewhere high at 12 o'clock, okay, then you can take a short. Okay, I don't mind doing that. You can take a short because, you know, that's how it is. At the end of the day, the indices this week are a little mixed up because NASDAQ has Monday, Dow Jones had a Monday, you know, so Monday down, Tuesday down kind of thing. So if we go back up into that 12 o'clock, 10 past 12, which is 11, 10 past 11 here, that's 11 o'clock. And then we've got 1:15, so it's going to be 12:15 here. So into that zone, if the market goes up into that zone, which it can, okay, then what you need to do is just make sure, you know, check where you are, because this is a place where the market can sell off again. All right. Dow Jones, I said yesterday you can keep an eye out for Dow Jones because it looked good. All right. The reason it looked good was the weekly PST was there, the daily PST was there. It was looking hot. And I said you might want to focus on this because Dow Jones had a Monday swing day. And if we hit those PST levels, Tuesday being a swing day for SP 500, this could be really good. And it was. Okay, why? Because we had the weekly and the daily PSTs, and that was it right at the trading hour. As you can see, very tight stop loss. You know, you enter on this bar, your stop loss just needs to be under that one there. Okay, because if we're wrong, you don't want to be sticking around. And that would have been just fine. As you can see, all night it went up as a day trading kind of phenomena. Now you can see though, it's not going above those levels. All right, but it's still an up day. All right, still an up day. As you can see, there's a bit of a gap here the market may want to fill in. There is also room to come down, which is exactly how I'd like to see things happen. And I'd like to see it come back into this bar here. All right, so if we dip back down here, that would be awesome, because that would really close all the gaps, and we'd love to buy here. All right. Now, because March is going to be an unpredictable month, okay, it could go up or down. It's going to be exciting. Okay, but the general trend, as you can see, is up. Right, as you can see, wow, I've got so many stuff down here. All right, the general direction is to the upside, but this is a double top. But unless this neckline breaks, we don't have a trend reversal. Okay, but this needs to be filled in. So I want to see this thing come down a little bit more. So if we go up into a swing day, so if you bought the swing day, you're fine because you bought at the low of the day yesterday. Right, pretty much on the low of the day yesterday. So buying here on the low of the day, also on this buy, if you bought on this one, look right on the price and time. Okay, so you should have been just fine. The trade covered in profit, but I can't guarantee it's going to keep pushing up. Okay, because there's a gap here that it might want to fill and then sell off. So if the market comes up into that 43,940, 43,940, which is there, there's room to sell off again like they did here, okay? Or even fill in the gap and then sell off. So you just have to be a little careful as to how this is going to pan out. And if we're up somewhere, then selling is okay. You want to sell the high, buy the low kind of thing. At the end of the day, the next swing day is coming up quickly, so you don't want to be mucking around too much, in the middle of nowhere, if you understand what I mean. Now remember the resistance 43,904 on the daily. If it goes above 43,904, don't stand in front of it. Okay, just 43,904 is there. So if we break above this and start closing above, don't stand in front of it trying to sell it. Don't do that. Okay, because that's a PST breakout. You don't want to muck around. If the market comes back into 38 and you want to buy again 43,290, I'd do it with a caution. 43,290 is going to be there. I do it really cautionally, taking care not to muck around too much. If we break below this and close below it, I'm not talking about a stop sweep. Don't stand in front of it trying to buy it either. Okay, so if we go up, selling is not a bad idea at all, right? Because we've got like room to come down, as you can see. Okay, on the weekly, this has come to a target. That's why it was good to kind of buy. Okay, but you can see last week how the market is bearish. Okay, and there's room to push down, and you can see that on the daily as well. So, all right, mindful. If you trade the edges rather than mucking around in the middle of nowhere, you'll be fine. Okay, so let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ I don't like to trade because it's on steroids. So today's Wednesday, and we're on Wednesday. Now remember, this was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can see Monday, Tuesday, now we're on a Wednesday. We've got room to come down, and we've got room to come down there. Let's take a look at the weekly as well. We've got, on the weekly, 50, 21,000. Did we mark 21,000? 21,000 is right there, 21,000. Beautiful. All right, so as you can see, but there you go. Market selling off, nice and easy. Okay, yesterday I did say this has got room to come down. If we go to the highs, it can sell off, and that's what the market did. This now we can get rid of. Okay, that's that. So what to do with this? Now there's a bit of gap here the market may want to fill and sell again. Places to sell are going to be where maybe up here. Okay, so that's 21,580 around here. Okay, and previous day high is there as well, so there. But this is more like a selling job, I think. So I wouldn't be, this has got room to come down. Maybe all week will come down into the swing days. I don't know. Okay, but this is the zone where you want to be buying. Okay, this is the zone. So this week with a few swing days happening, it's a bit complicated. So I'd wait and then go with the flow. If you want to buy, let's see, HCL1, 2812, 20,812 is around here. Okay, so this zone as well. So if it dips down, does a stop sweep and goes up, intraday you can. Okay, and it is a swing day, so you can do that from the lows if you want to buy again. Okay, like I said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for this baby was like, all over. So Monday sell, Tuesday sell, Wednesday sell, find a low to go up. It's doable. Okay. Closing might give us a good price as well. The closing literally the closing. 11:30 my night is going to be like 11:30 my time is going to be around, like, I guess New York closing 4:30, 5:30, something like that. All right. So be mindful. During the intraday, it's got a bit of room to pop up, but might, be selling off again. And on the weekly, as you can see, it's like bearish, okay, and bouncing off from that level there. So we'll have to see how this pans out, okay. A little bit of a pullback can be okay. Mind you, there are no gaps on the weekly. As you can see, it's pretty clean. On the daily as well, you see it's all like pretty much tucked in, okay. So I don't see a lot of gaps, maybe just a teeny meeny bit here. Obviously there's one here, okay, which we've kind of like taken into consideration. Maybe I'll move this here, okay, into that zone and bring it forward there, okay, because this is going to be a main spot as well. So other than this little place here, it's all like nice and cozy. All right, everything is kind of like tucked in. Every market price has been like tucked in. So any pullback, again, like I said, you want to get in there, you can on an intraday. From the lows going up is okay because it is a swing day. Okay, just be mindful. There's got to be a room to dip it down. So make sure you're trading as usual on a price and hour. Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, as you know, I did say we should be pushing down. It should be going down. Let's see how it did. Because that zone, remember, I talked about all the time. Let's see what happened. Oh, there you go. You see, I said this zone was like, it's been just touched too many times, okay? So you don't want to be mucking around. And it's not a swing day either. So Sunday was a swing day. The market falls down. You can see it's done stop sweeps. It's taken everybody's stops out. And we're back in the box, okay? Today is not a swing day again. Market's got room to keep pushing down. So we're either going to go up to close some gap, or we can do it here. HCL1 90,121, which is on the 33 as well, which is 89,850. So 89,850 and 91.21 are the first zones where the market can feel some resistance. Now on the weekly as well, we've got room to come down into the HCL, which is 83,000. Okay, so I was to mark 83,000 on the weekly is there, plus the 42 is 79. Okay, so 79 is there, and you can see that's a legitimate target there on the price measurement. Okay, so if I measure that to there, this is what you get. Okay, and on the price 42 is 79,780, which is pretty close to that. So we should dip into here. Now this is weekly, all right, so it's not going to happen like a 15-minute chart bang. Okay, but the market's got room to kind of like keep pushing down. So if we go back up, you need to understand this is now going to be a resistance zone. Okay, this 92,250 zone is now, these blue dotted lines are now a resistance zone. So we go up, you want to be selling off into the down zone. All right, and on the weekly, as you can see, the market's like really pushed down, and if we close below that, okay, then we're going to say, okay, so when we pull up, let's push it back down, because they'd want to go somewhere where they'll want to buy again. And if we do a Fibonacci retracement in this impulse wave right here, we should want to come back and close gaps. So we should want to pull back into here. At least we should want to pull back into here. Okay, and if we do, this is a zone, to buy, obviously. Okay, so coming back into this zone is okay. If I take it all the way from here, all right, you'll see this zone is going to pretty much 37.5 is also good for us. Okay, why? Because it closes that gap there, 37.5 there. So we've got room to come down in short. And when we are down and it's a swing day, then obviously we'll want to be buying to the upside. Okay, hope that helps.